Hi Aquarius, this is Lunatics Tarot with a reading for anyone who resonates with the Aqua energy during July 2017. And I think I want to just skip right into your messages with that. You've got the Moon card. We've got the Moon card. I'm a Lunar Aquarian, so I'll say we. As what's covering us. We are in tune with the natural cycles at this time. I have cold chills all over my body, if that means anything to you. And the moon means many things, but right now the moon is coming out covering us, saying we are in tune with the natural cycles. We are the natural cycles. We're at one with it. And the Nine of Pentacles is crossing us. So in that energy, as we feel in tune with all the natural cycles, we feel very capable of standing on our own. It's the Nine of Pentacles this is independence. This is possibly financial independence. Probably independence in general. If you're not independent of a relationship, then you feel a sense of self within the relationship. It's definitely not a codependency in that case. And then we have the Six of Swords as what's in our crowning thoughts. When our ego is quiet, we know that we are moving on to calmer emotional situations, calmer mental, verbal situations, and as the card always says, calmer waters in general, maybe a calmer environment altogether. I think what I see here is, what I'm looking at is, because the Moon card can also speak to illusions. I think I'm looking at, yes, we are faced with some illusions. Always, right? But we know it. Everything is not what it seems. Everyone is not whom they seem, but we know it. And that is because we are in tune with those natural cycles. So there are illusions, but I know that this one is, I know in this case, in this reading, this is saying we're in tune with the natural cycles. So we're able to navigate that space. We see who we can't trust. We see what situations we can't trust. And that's probably why we are standing independently. We're taking care of our resources and our money on our own, depending on ourselves, standing in our strength, our ability to bring in what we need, and moving on to calmer waters, meaning moving away from those people who would cause strife, arguments, interfere with that ability to attain our own resources, etc. I'm going to let you watch the rest of these cards fall out with me, Aquarius. I don't really want to be on camera right now anyway. I don't know why. Let's see. So then you've got the Seven of Wands. These are facing me. For now, I will flip them around. But you have the Seven of Wands in the root of the situation, the foundation. So you're standing on your own now because you felt like you had to in the root of the situation. Whether it was the very beginning of this month, since it is the 6th, I'm sorry that I'm a little late on your reading. Whether that was at the beginning of this month or whether that was at the beginning of this month or at the end of June, at the beginning of this year in general, we've had this feeling of needing to stand up for ourselves, for our work, for our beliefs, for who it is we want to be, what it is we want to do in the world, where we want to dedicate our energy. Maybe people were wanting to fight with us, wanting to load us up with chores and errands and tasks, and we felt we had to say, no, wait, I'm working on me. I'm working on this project. I'm working on this maybe new job, anything that you're feeling passionate about, maybe something that takes you to a creative place, since we're talking about wands. But you felt like you had to stand up for it. I'm feeling, now that I'm zoning in on the card a little more, I'm feeling that a lot of you, it was needing to stand up against maybe a friend group of people. Maybe you realized you don't jive as well with your current tribe as you thought you did. They just don't share your beliefs. You felt you had to stand up against a group. Maybe it was a group of friends. Again, so many cold chills. Maybe it was a group of friends that you shared with a significant other. And now you're really standing on your own because they've decided to side with them, if that's a thing in your life, or they just, for work reasons, social reasons, who knows what, they're just around that ex more than they are you. And maybe you felt like you had to defend yourself as you left. You had to stand up for your beliefs. Just because it's not the popular opinion, whatever yours is, doesn't mean that you're wrong, right? And you know that. It looks like you know that. You stood up for yourself. And in the recent past, that allowed you to embody the Queen of Swords energy, which is our energy, Aqua. The Queen of Swords has been hurt, but now she sees the truth, and you can't fool her. So whomever you had to stand up against, whether it was friends, family, friends who felt like family, you gained this energy afterward in the recent past. You came into this realization that, yes, it was painful to cut those people out of my life. She's got blood on the end of the sword there and a tear in her eye. They hurt you, and you had to cut them out of your life, and it was painful. But now you can see the truth of anyone else who you encounter, who comes up to you with their story, with their maybe persuasive words, someone trying to talk you into something, or hook up with you, etc., whatever it may be. You are going to be very careful and cautious, analytical, shrewd, keen, fierce about whom you let close to you again, because you don't want to have to cut more people. You don't want to have to be hurt again and cut more people. So because she's been wounded, it has widened her third eye even more. If it were already open, it has made her more sensitive, more able to tune in to someone else's truth, to look them in the eye or feel their energy, whatever clair sense for you is more turned on, and use sharp, cutting discernment to decide, no, you can't come any closer. Yes, okay, you pass. And for now, what that's led you to for now is, again, standing on your own. Independent. I'm talking to some Aquarians who are feeling independence, or come into their independence during the month of July. Maybe you sense that coming on. And this person, this energy that's crossing you, not that it couldn't be someone else's energy, but I believe this is our own here, is grateful, abundant, independently, and so grateful for every last detail of all that means. If you get to sit on your porch for 10 minutes and look at the clouds and have your tea before work, you're appreciating that, right? Every little detail. And I think you're a little afraid that you're going to sink too far into your independence. You're afraid that you lost your opportunity at this 10 of Cups picture, which is actually showing up. I can tell my camera's lagging, I'm sorry. It's actually showing up in the reverse for us in our hopes or fears. Could be saying you're hoping to have some time on your own before embarking on a family or expanding your family. But it could also say that you're afraid you've lost that chance at it. You are standing independently, and then the Ten of Cups and your hopes or fears reverse. So I think it's probably split, and then for some of you it's both. For some Aquarians, they're afraid they've lost their opportunity at this happy home, this happy family, marriage, a shared fulfillment with someone, or maybe even lost their taste for it because they're enjoying their independence so much. And then for some Aquarians, it's that they're actually hoping to enjoy this independence as long as they can, and they hope they don't find themselves drawn back into a Ten of Cups situation where you're moving toward marriage. Not yet. You want to be on your own. And for some, it's both. And then we have the Two of Wands in your future, in our future. It's reversed. It may be that in the near future we're not ready to solidify plans yet. And the Fool. No, the Magician as our outcome. Nice. With the Emperor in reverse as what's unseen from this picture. What's hidden from this spread, in this spread. So definitely this is a separation from a partner for some Aquarians. Possibly an Aries energy that you're moving away from. And the Page of Pentacles wanted to be seen as well. Okay, back to the Two of Wands. So, well, like I said with the Moon card, we're very in tune with the natural cycles right now, right? I think we're really aware of what's in our subconscious. We are directly influencing what we want going on in our subconscious. We're really aware of the power it has, and our conscious and our subconscious are in communication. So the reverse is true as well. Our subconscious is coming to the surface of our consciousness too. And that's why I think we can see those illusions. We can also see our dreams. Okay, so we're getting messages from our dreams, and yes, we need to be listening to them if we aren't. And that's a big part of our subconscious being in tune with our conscious, or with them being in constant communication. But even more than that, or moreover, we can see, because we're looking into our subconscious and maybe through paying attention to our dreams, we are able to really touch on what our long-term dreams and goals are, and what we're willing to work for, what we want to move toward, what's important toward us, or to us, and we're moving toward it. And here we are, moving toward it, at least mentally, maybe not in the physical world yet, but at least mentally in our mind, we know what we're moving toward. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, to me, emphasizing, like, yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. You're standing on your own, and you know why, you know what you want, and you know you're headed toward it. And then the Two of Wands in reverse, like I said, that can mean that we're not ready to make the plans yet, which I think is why I said, okay, you're moving toward calmer emotions and calmer thoughts. It may just be in your mind, may not be outwardly yet. And the Two of Wands in reverse can also mean that we have a fear of our own success, that maybe we're feeling a little lonely, maybe feeling a little unprepared, right? And there's the Emperor card in reverse, again, as I'm talking about this. So here it's bordered by our two Emperors in reverse now. So that's why, and I have cold chills again as I'm forming this thought. That's why I'm telling myself this too. Okay, that's why we are hesitating to ground these plans. We know what we want in our subconscious, maybe a big dream for our future. We're standing on our own, independently, in our power, bringing in the resources we need on our own, feeling capable, in our thoughts, in our mind, moving toward a calmer place, a more peaceful place, accepting everything and everyone that we've just lost, everything that's just happened, ready for this rebirth inwardly, upright, ready for the death of all that was old and didn't serve us, and for what's new. Okay? But, of course, there's a little lonely part still that misses those friends or that person or both. Of course, this work, this independent work, beautiful though it is a little lonely. You don't always have to see it that way, but you're doing it on your own. So there will be moments when it will occur to you, wow, no one's sharing in this with me right now. And it's a result of losing a significant masculine energy in our life. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a partner. It could have been a father that you've lost, whether you're male or female. And if you're male, this could be a feminine energy who was a very masculine presence in your life, who was in her masculine power a lot. And maybe that's why it didn't work out. Who knows? But it's supposed to be me, right? The Two of Wands reverse can also say, like I said, fear of success. So if you're past the lonely part, there's still something about the fact that this Emperor energy, that this significant masculine energy is missing from your life right now, that is tripping us up, tripping you up a little bit. I suspicion that you may not even consciously know that, because it's dawning on me right now how much it's obviously been affecting me as I'm saying the message to you. And I just said I think we're really in tune with the natural conscious, or with the natural cycles in our subconscious, but this still, things slip through the cracks, right? And this might be one of them. We're ready for a rebirth, we're ready to move on, we're more than capable, so why would we care? Why would it stop our plans? Well, maybe this masculine energy possessed a quality that we now need to embody, right? The divine masculine is leadership, authority, ownership, owning one's practices, life, beliefs. And I think, Aquarius, that you are, I'm sure, we are more than capable of embodying that energy on our own, standing up for ourselves, standing alone, moving on to calmer waters, boom, 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 but not feeling like the boss of our own life still. I think we're more than capable of getting there. We know that truly we are in charge. We just, some little part of us at least still misses someone who's gone. Or again, if it was your father, a big part of you misses them. And it's just making us, we're sitting in that energy. We're allowing ourselves to sit in that energy a little more than we need to, because we're afraid of our own success. Everything is going to change. In your outer world, you're doing work you love. You're already starting to do the work that you love. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Again, like I said, you know what you want. You're in tune with your subconscious. You're talking to it. You know what you want. You know how to get it. You know you can do it. You're having to do it alone. And you're having to do it after having just lost someone, maybe some ones. And it makes you feel a little unprepared. You're not. And you love this work. And you're ready for this whole new rebirth. But because you don't have an army behind you backing you up, because you don't have a partner beside you holding your hand, it just leaves you with this anxious suspicion, maybe, that there's something you haven't thought of. There's some way in which you're not prepared for this transformation that is happening. Inwardly, it's already happening. I think that's what we're looking at. Mostly what we're getting with the Two of Wands reversed is just feeling unprepared, and then that making you a little afraid of your own success. If you feel unprepared now, when you're just heading in the right direction, when you're just standing up for yourself and on your own, and the rebirth is taking place inside. If you already feel unprepared, well, then you're scared of your own success, because once you hit the gas pedal and the world around you changes entirely, and you change entirely to the point you don't completely recognize yourself anymore, well, then you'll really be unprepared, right? And it's just a feeling, Aquarius. It's just a feeling, and it's completely attached to missing someone, and again, needing to embody that person's energy. If they were your emperor, whether they made good on that or not, whether they turned out to be the right emperor for you or not, if they were your emperor, you're being asked to embody their energy now. If you miss them, bring what it is that you miss about them to the table on your own, to your work, to this transformation. Embody that energy yourself. And in that, I think you will see why you were attracted to them, why you missed them, right? And see, the Magician, I know you couldn't see it, the Magician just showed as I was tapping the Magician. Okay, so we'll talk about this then. As our outcome card, we are going to take action and manifest these changes that are happening inwardly in the outer world. Like I said, you're already working on it. You're already doing work that you love to do. And I think we're just a little afraid to take it to the next level, right? Yeah. But by the end of July, we do. We take that action. We're scared, but we do it. And it makes sense, because it wasn't easy to stand on our own and stand up for ourselves and our beliefs. And it's not easy to leave. I do think it's probably an Aries, because I see Aries, and then the fire in the background here, for some Aquarians anyway. But it wasn't easy to leave whomever this was, our emperor, our friends. It wasn't easy to stand on our own. But it feels good, right? But it feels good, right? It wasn't easy, but it feels so good. And don't count this out. Were you able to see the truth about everyone quite this clearly before these things happened? I mean, oftentimes it's hard, sometimes even outright traumatic events that will heighten our psychic abilities, that will turn on our ability to intuit better. And that's what we're talking about, being able to see people clearly, knowing when they're lying to you, knowing when they mean what they say, when they are who they say they are. That's a lot of the Queen of Swords. And I will say also, you know, she can recognize people's characters clearly, yes. But in that state of mind, where she's being very analytical again, clear-minded, fierce, she can see lots of truths. It doesn't have to just be specifically applied to people. That's relevant a lot, but what about the truth of this work? What's the right move? What's the right action to take by the end of July? And that could be part of what you're sitting on. If you're sitting on your plans throughout July, because you are the Queen of Swords right now, you know what needs to be done. Maybe it's just subconsciously, and you need to ask your subconscious what it is, but you know what the right moves are to make with this work. When to begin, where to open shop, how much to charge for your services, whom to ask to help you, whom to employ, who should partner you, where to hold your exhibit. These are just random examples, but the specifics of this work you love to do, that can also be something that you can see the truth clearly about right now. Specifically who to partner, who to let in, who to tangle up yourself with financially, contracts, commitments, if that's part of this work you love to do. And I think with the Ten of Cups in reverse here, you're also a little afraid that it's not going to bring you emotional fulfillment. Like, it's going to. It is, because you can see the truth of that. You're just going through a transformation right now. And like I said, still missing someone. So there's just this irrational, I'm going to call it. There's just this little irrational part of us that's just saying, what if this doesn't bring me the emotional fulfillment? What if I want the family and the kids and the picture with this person who's gone? And what if this doesn't fulfill me emotionally? Now, if you've lost someone, if you lost your father or you lost your husband, what I can say is, what choice do you have, right? We move forward. Maybe it will not fulfill you emotionally in exactly the same way or to the same extent, but it will. It will begin to fill you up, and it will feel good. Again, the standing on our own wasn't easy either, but now that you're here, isn't it worth it? Isn't it so worth it? And we just have to remember that. I had to make myself move to get here. Now I have to make myself move to get there. But again, I also see another message for some Aquarians who are just sitting on making their plans because they know when the timing will be right. They're waiting. And by the end of the month, I don't know the exact date for anyone, of course, but by the end of the month, we take swift action. If it's an Aries, they might be showing up again at the end of the month with two emperors and the magician showing. They may be. And that's really all I want to say about that, because I just don't know. And more clearly, I haven't gotten anything certain to indicate that. It's definitely possible because the Magician card is in your outcome. So if you're talking about an Aries that you don't, if this pertains to an Aries you don't want to show up, be prepared for it. If this is pertaining to an Aries you would like to speak to again by the end of the month, don't wait with bated breath. Seek your own work, your own fulfillment, your own happiness. Allow your own transformation to take place. Because I'm not sure that Aries is showing back up. But if that's what this represents in this spread, if it is, then it's on the same path with all of these energies. So it's on the same path with you standing in the Queen of Swords energy, where you can see the truth, applying that to the work that you must continue doing, that you love to do. It's on the same path with you going through this transformation, right? So if that's the case, it's in line with all these other things happening first. Okay? And the Death card, this powerful major arcana showing up next to the moon. I think that's a lot of why we're in tune with the natural cycles, why we're in tune with our subconscious, because we feel like we need to be as we move through this transition. And maybe as Aquarians, we're just interested in investigating that transformation that's happening within ourselves. That moves me forward a lot. Just get interested. Who am I now? Really am I? Like, for me, when I stopped eating, went mostly vegan, my diet's mostly vegan, and stopped watching television, and started positive self-talk all the time. One day I just realized how amusing that I don't even recognize myself. What am I eating, and what am I saying, and what am I watching, you know? But they're all positive changes, and I love everything that new diet and those new habits give me. So yeah, maybe we're just interested in our own transformation too. which is lovely. That's really positive. But this is I wanted to say, this is a transformer, right? Like I said, this is transformation. In a lot of decks, they call it transformation. And it is shedding one skin, one state, shedding something that was very much a part of you, your life, your vessel, you something that was so much a part of you that honestly you could have believed that it would always be a part of you. And you're shedding it so that you can become something else. Like a snake sheds its skin, right? You're shedding it so that you can enter a new state. And it's not always easy. And no one ever said it would be. And then with the Page of Pentacles as another card that's showing as what's unseen. This is a student, a scholar, maybe possibly a youthful energy, someone who's learning, studying, and it's a message of security. This is a messenger often, and it would be a message of security and of planning. So it could be showing up to say, you know, don't sleep on those plans too long. It's one thing to miss someone. It's one thing to question, what is this transformation? What are these feelings? But don't sleep on it too long. If you know why you're waiting on your plans, then that's a different message. If you know why you're waiting because you know what the right time is, then okay, you know what the right time is. I can't give you exact times looking here, but you may know, being much closer to your work and such, what the exact time is. And in that case, just don't miss that time, right? But if you don't, if you're not really sure why, sorry, I had to have a grape. Why you're feeling unprepared, a little fear for your own success, and why you're not making your plans. Again, don't just don't wait too long. Because I think what this Page of Pentacles is saying is that your message of security is directly related to you making plans for it. That makes sense, right? Because you are standing on your own. So it feels good, and and independence does, but that means it's just up to you to not sleep on making future plans too long. And then we had the Devil card just jump out at us. And I feel like it's also connected to this Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands message, since that's what I was rattling on about. And okay, for some of you, you were addicted to this Emperor energy. If it was a man, it was a codependency, you were addicted to it. For some of you, you can't step into your own Emperor power of dominating your life, owning and ruling your life, your empire, showing leadership and authority in your work and your home, because of an addiction, because of something that you're addicted to. It could be a person. And in that case, that's what needs shed. That's the state you need to leave so you can enter another one. Maybe literally whatever state the addiction puts you into. Let's get a clarifier on the Magician. I love that we're taking action by the end of the month. I want to see, I don't know, I just want to see something else about it. What kind of action, or I think because I was thinking it could be action, it could be Aries. Well, it's Aries energy that's coming in. So here I am, here I am telling you, if you're missing your Emperor, embody his traits, and maybe that's exactly what you're on course to do by the end of the month. In any case, it's Aries energy coming in, but it could be Aries energy in the sense of us taking action. And I really feel like it's an action. Like, an action. And we've, like, one. Like, there's one important action that needs taken by the end of the month. And to clarify, the Magician came out again. This is the third time because, I told you, it showed. With the King of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like no more needs said. I think we hit the point. You, regardless of whether you're embodying the energy of someone you miss, that's this Emperor energy, or you've just been missing this Emperor energy from your life. Either way, and both messages are here. Either way, you're entering a new state, shedding yourself of something, of an attachment that wasn't serving this process, and taking an action in your work, in your financial world. It's definitely related to your work and financial world. That brings you into the King of Pentacles by the end of the month. Could it be that you meet your King of Pentacles? Sure. But the message that I see most clearly here is you dominating your earthly world, your material world, your resources that will be coming in. As a result of doing work you love to do, standing in your own independence, cutting people who have to be cut, and moving forward and not forgetting those lessons. It's going to be work. I can feel it radiating off the reading. It's going to be work to get here. But it's already the 6th. It's already the 6th. And we're talking about by the end of the month, you're going to be ready to take this action. And this is why. Either this is where you will be by then, or because you know this is where you're heading. This is the energy you will be embodying. This is someone who serves their community. Very practical, healthy, ready to be a family man or woman. And not afraid to get his hands dirty, to get things done. So beautiful. So beautiful. And this is, that's so in the script, I've got to quit saying that every reading, but this is conscious manifestation, right? Active power. So I see us starting off the month in our subconscious and ending it by taking those dreams we find in our subconscious and taking conscious action regarding them by the end of the month. And I don't know that it's, I don't think it's going to be easy. You're moving, in your mind, in your crowning higher thoughts, you know that you are moving toward calmer waters. But it's still painful that you just had to cut these people. You're still wondering if you just gave up on an opportunity for emotional happiness, fulfillment. And there is devil and death energy both here. Good things. Those are good things, addressing an addiction and having a rebirth. But it's just can be painful to go through. It's just not always easy in the moment to move through. So here's this for you to take a quick look at. And this reading's already too long. I tried to go quickly. I think we got to the point though. Oh, the page was up right. Oh, and I also think that the page is speaking to the fact that, maybe we have some learning to do still. We have some studying to do. Maybe part of this owning our own material world, managing our home, being the boss in our material affairs, our finances, our work. Maybe for a lot of us that means we need to acquire some new skills. We need to go back to school or take a class. just be in the state of mind of learning, ready to learn from other people who do what we want to do, maybe. The hero. And I think that's exactly what we're doing by the end of the month. We're going to be our own hero. And actually, we already have been, right? That's what this standing up for our own beliefs was. And the root of this foundation was us showing up as our own hero. And we're just going to keep saving ourselves all month. I think we're going to hold ourselves down all month, really. Like, deal with the tough emotions that put one in a Queen of Swords place. I love embodying the Queen of Swords energy, but yeah, it's painful to get there. I hope this music hasn't been too loud the whole time. I didn't even think. But then we also got the Six of Fire, I believe. So 2 fell out, and I can't let this go on too much longer, but we will quickly, I'll take a look here. The hero. A guardian, a savior, an activist, someone who's honest, who avoids gossip, an opportunity for redemption, possibly. Or, I like this, ordinary people who do extraordinary acts. So, the hero represents someone we all admire for their noble qualities, their courage, and willingness to champion and rescue the weak and vulnerable. Those who live by the hero's code will fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves, even if that means breaking the laws of the land. They refuse to partake in gossip or rumors, again, because to do so is to hurt oneself as much as it is to hurt another. Modern-day heroes believe in love, commitment, honor, justice, integrity, forgiveness, honesty, respect, and service. I still see the message of, as an advice card, of be your own hero. So I think, embody all those qualities for yourself, for your work. Maybe your work has something to do with defending other people. And in the root of the foundation, it could be that as well. Maybe you stood up for yourself, your work, your beliefs, because you knew that's the kind of work you wanted to do, was standing up for other people then. And then we've also got the Six of Fire as an additional advice card. If I could find it. Okay. Be willing to make concessions. Let go of bias. Be open-minded. Six of Fire. This represents communication and diplomacy is required in order to end a conflict or dispute. 2 sides to every disagreement. There are times when both parties involved can be right and times when both parties can be wrong. Both parties must be first willing to at least hear each other's point of view. You may need a mediator. Sometimes mediation is all that is required. And the simple act of allowing both parties to air their grievances. Remain respectful. Do not allow a lack of awareness or immoderate behavior to place you at a disadvantage. Great advice. So as additional advice, I can't really fit it into this picture, but as additional advice, I what I hear and what I see in relation to the rest of the reading is, if these people that you're moving away from, or this person that you're moving away from, does come back, that is this Aries energy that comes back by the end of the month, or wants to fuck with you at any point during the month leading up to that, if it can be a calm, peaceful, maybe moderated discussion, okay, that's one thing that can be beneficial. However, if it's just going to be more arguments that are going to help distract you from this work you love to do and help keep you from solidifying these plans that you know you got to take action on by the end of the month, then just dismiss it. Just don't. If it can't be calm and it can't be peaceful, don't ruin yourself by saying something ugly. Gosh, I have a right to say that to people because I am so guilty of that. You hurt my feelings real bad, and some nasty something will fly out of my mouth to get you back. Not always, but when I'm really hurt. You betrayed me in what way? Well, let me just quickly say what I hope happens to you. I mean, it's terrible, and I'm not saying I do it all the time, but I have been guilty of it enough times that I know now not to do it, and I feel like I have a right to say it. I mean, I've had nightmares about just chewing on shards of glass because I wish I could retract something that I said in the moment out of hurt, feeling betrayed. So don't do that to yourself. Why? It just mars our own view of ourselves a little bit. Then there's more time taken up because you got to go back and talk to them again to apologize. And there's nothing wrong with putting someone in their place and saying, no, look, you don't treat people like that. You can't treat me like that. I don't care for that. I don't want you around me. That's different. I'm talking about saying the thing that you know will hurt them the most for no other reason other than to cause them that pain, to spite them, to get them back. Oh, we don't want to do that. It just does nothing for us. It wastes everybody's time. It doesn't help anybody. We want to avoid that, right? Especially in a month where I don't see a lot of healing cards, but I know we are still healing in some sense. Because of this Queen of Swords energy, I know that. So especially in a month like that, we don't want to waste any time or energy on things that could only set us back, make these plans take even longer. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what work you love to do. You know where you're headed. And I have got to let you go. I can't believe I let this get to 50 minutes. I was interested in our message. The only other things I wanted to say to you all, Aquarius, thank you so much, first of all, for all of the likes, shares, subscribes, messages, emails, comments, the donations, and the requests for personal readings. Thank you. I forgot to say at the beginning of the reading, I am offering free personal readings. So if you need a reading from me or would like one, please email lunartixtarot@gmail.com. I will put that email in the description of the video along with my paid reading options. So the free readings, I love that I'm doing them. I can't promise you when I'll be able to get them back to you. I'm doing as many as I can, as quickly as I can in my free time. And the paid reading options are there so that there is a way you can get one within 72 hours guaranteed. I might have to bump that up to 5 days. We're not there yet. But right now, 72 hours, and there are 3 length options, so it guarantees you that amount of time with me and that you get your reading in that amount of time. But I am so excited about the free reading option as well, for those of you who can't afford one or don't want to pay for one until you know how a reading goes with me or whatever the case is. I love doing them that way much more. I wish I could just do them all that way. So I'm excited about that. Please reach out if you would like one. And otherwise, what else did I have to say to you? I will have the rest of the July readings up as soon as I can. I am so sorry that there was no June reading for you, and if you went to look for any of your other signs in May or June, those may have been missing as well. I got a spring reading out for everyone. Now, starting with July, the second half of 2018, I am confident that I can do 12 from here on out, a month, plus the free personal readings and the paid personal readings. And I'd also like to start a mid-month and dailies and all of that good stuff, but we're getting there. We're getting there. In the meantime, yeah, thank you again for supporting Lunatics Tarot, interacting with me and donating and requesting those readings. It's keeping it going, and I really appreciate it. Let's see. I just don't want to have gone all this way into the recording and miss something I meant to tell you. I think that's everything. I hope you all make very wise choices throughout the month. I think it looks like you couldn't really avoid it if you tried. But yeah, I hope you all make really wise choices and going into August as well. And please do like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel called to do so. Hit the notification bell if you want to know when I post. And otherwise, thank you just for checking the channel out. And I love you all, Aquarius. And I will be back with another reading for you very soon.